Marriage. It's supposed to be a bond of trust, love, and respect. But what if I told you one wrong decision about who you marry can destroy your entire life? You've seen it happen. The couple that looked perfect, but behind closed doors, it's a nightmare. Some people smile in public, but behind those smiles lie manipulation, control, selfishness, and toxicity. So, before you say, "I do," watch this video till the end, because today I'm exposing the 7 types of people you should never marry if you value your peace, happiness, and future. Hit that like button if you've ever seen someone trapped in a miserable relationship. And subscribe, because one video could save your life from the same fate. Let's begin. 1. The control freak. At first it feels flattering. They constantly check in on you, want to know where you are, who you're talking to, and what your plans are. You might even mistake it for love or deep care, as if they're so invested in you that they can't bear the idea of being apart. But slowly, almost without noticing, that attention turns into something much darker. You'll start to feel like you're being watched, tracked, and judged every moment of the day. It begins with small things. They may question why you're 5 minutes late or why you didn't answer their call immediately. Then it escalates. They want access to your phone. They dislike your friends. They get uncomfortable if you have hobbies or interests that don't involve them. And before you know it, your life is no longer yours. You find yourself canceling plans, doubting your decisions, and living in fear of their reactions. You'll feel like you're trapped in an invisible cage where every step you take needs their approval. They'll disguise their control as concern or protection. But don't be fooled. This isn't love, it's possession. They don't want a partner. They want a puppet they can manipulate and control at will. And once they have that control, it never stops. It tightens around your neck like a noose, suffocating your freedom, your confidence, and your identity. Marrying someone like this is like willingly walking into a prison with no way out. So ask yourself, do you want a lifetime of love or a lifetime of surveillance? Because the control freak won't stop at caring. They'll control you until you forget who you even are. Never ever marry someone like this. 2. The chronic liar. Let me tell you something that most people learn too late. If someone lies to you effortlessly, even about the smallest things, they will lie to you about the biggest things without blinking. It always starts off subtly. Maybe they lie about where they were, who they met, or something harmless, like how much something cost. You catch them, confront them, and they laugh it off, calling it no big deal. But here's the dangerous truth. Lying is never about the size of the lie. It's about the habit of lying. Because once someone gets comfortable bending reality, they will twist it any way they need to, whenever it benefits them. And you'll never know what's real and what's fake. Now imagine building a marriage, a lifelong commitment, on that shaky ground. When things get tough, when money is tight, when loyalty is tested, or when temptation knocks, the chronic liar will not hesitate to deceive you. And the worst part? They're so skilled at it, you won't even see it coming. You'll start questioning your own sanity, wondering why things aren't adding up, feeling something's off, but never having proof. Every time you confront them, they'll gaslight you, make you feel like you're overthinking, too suspicious, too sensitive. And over time, they will erode your trust, your confidence, and your peace of mind. What most people don't realize is that trust isn't a luxury in marriage. It's the foundation. And if that foundation is built on lies, sooner or later, it will collapse, no matter how perfect things look from the outside. A liar doesn't stop lying after marriage. If anything, they get better at hiding. They'll lie about money, about fidelity, about their failures, and their feelings. And you'll spend your life trapped in a web of half-truths, never knowing where you stand. A chronic liar is not just a person with a bad habit. They're a walking time bomb, waiting to destroy everything you've built. And when the truth finally explodes, it will take your heart, your trust, and your sanity with it. Never marry someone who can't tell the truth when it doesn't benefit them. Because if they can lie without guilt today, imagine the damage they're capable of tomorrow. 3. The perpetual victim. Have you ever met someone who always seems to be surrounded by drama, but somehow it's never their fault? Their ex was toxic, their family doesn't understand them, their boss is cruel, their friends always betray them. At first, you feel sorry for them. You think, wow, they've been through so much. You sympathize, you offer support, you even start to believe you'll be the one to heal them. But what you don't realize is that this is their pattern, and you're just the next chapter. You see, the perpetual victim wears their struggles like armor. It's their excuse for everything that goes wrong in life. But look closely. They never take responsibility. Every failure, every broken relationship, every problem is always someone else's fault. They refuse to look inward, refuse to admit their own flaws, and instead, they rewrite every story so they're the innocent, wounded party. And trust me, it won't stop at their past. At first, they'll shower you with gratitude. You're the good person who finally understands them. But slowly, something shifts. The moment you disagree, the moment you set boundaries, the moment you don't fulfill their endless emotional needs, suddenly, you become the villain. They'll twist your words, exaggerate your mistakes, and turn every disagreement into proof that you're just like everyone else who's hurt them. You'll find yourself constantly apologizing, constantly trying to fix things, constantly walking on eggshells because somehow you've become responsible for their happiness and their misery. But here's the brutal truth. You cannot save someone who is addicted to victimhood. No amount of love, patience, or sacrifice will ever be enough because they don't want solutions. They want sympathy. They thrive on being the victim because it absolves them of accountability. And if you marry someone like this, you're signing up for a lifetime of emotional exhaustion, blame games, and endless guilt trips. It might sound harsh, but let me be clear. A perpetual victim will drown you in their self-pity until you forget what it feels like to live freely. They'll drag you into their chaos and make you question yourself every step of the way. So before you commit to a lifetime with someone, pay close attention. Are they owning their past or always blaming others? Because if they never take responsibility, one day, you'll be the next person they blame for their unhappiness. And by then, it might be too late to escape. 4. The emotionally unavailable. At first, there's something mysterious about them. They're calm, detached, maybe even charming in their distance. You think they're just guarded, or perhaps they've been hurt before, and all they need is the right person, you, to break down their walls. You convince yourself that with enough patience, enough love, enough effort, they'll finally open up and let you in. But here's the brutal truth. Emotional unavailability is not a phase, it's a pattern. And marriage will not magically fix it. It will only magnify it. These are the people who avoid real conversations like the plague. The ones who shut down the moment things get serious, who change the subject when feelings come up, who retreat into silence instead of facing conflict. You'll find yourself trying harder and harder, initiating talks, expressing your needs, offering support, only to be met with cold walls and closed doors. You'll think, maybe I'm asking for too much. Maybe if I just give them more time, they'll change. But that day never comes. The most dangerous part, they condition you to accept breadcrumbs. You get so used to their emotional distance that even the smallest gesture, a text, a rare compliment, a moment of affection, feels like a victory. And slowly, without realizing it, you lower your standards. you start believing that this is all you deserve. But marriage with someone emotionally unavailable is a slow, silent form of torture. You'll spend your days starving for connection, craving the intimacy, attention, and support that never arrives. Every time you reach out, you'll be met with indifference or withdrawal. And after enough rejection, you stop reaching out altogether. You'll start questioning yourself. Am I too needy, too emotional, too much? But the truth is, no matter how hard you try, you cannot pour love into someone who has locked their heart away. Here's what no one tells you. Emotional unavailability isn't just frustrating, it's soul-crushing. It chips away at your self-worth, your happiness, your sense of belonging. You'll feel alone even when they're right beside you. And the more you give, the emptier you'll feel because they'll never meet you halfway. So before you think about forever, ask yourself, are they capable of showing up emotionally? Or are you already begging for scraps of love? Because if they can't connect deeply now, marriage won't fix it. It will only trap you in a lifelong game of chasing something they'll never truly offer. 5. The addict who refuses help. Addiction comes in many forms: alcohol, drugs, gambling, even the constant scrolling through social media. And on the surface, it might not always seem destructive at first. Maybe they tell you it's just something I do to unwind, or I've got it under control. You might believe them. You might even convince yourself that love, patience, and commitment will inspire them to change. But here's the terrifying reality: you can't fix someone who refuses to fix themselves. When you marry someone who is addicted, and more importantly, someone who refuses to acknowledge or address their addiction, you are stepping into a battlefield you can't win. Addiction doesn't just consume them, it consumes everything. It drains the finances, destroys emotional stability, and erodes trust day by day. One broken promise at a time, one missed opportunity, one reckless decision, and no matter how many times they say they'll stop if they're unwilling to seek real help, the cycle repeats endlessly. At first, you might rationalize their behavior. You'll make excuses to your family, cover for them at work, pick up the pieces when they spiral. You'll become their caretaker, their shield, their scapegoat. But here's the cruel twist. The more you protect them, the more you lose yourself. You'll be drained emotionally, financially, mentally, carrying a weight that isn't yours to bear, sacrificing your own well-being to hold together someone who's unwilling to stand on their own feet. And let me be blunt, addiction doesn't stay contained. It escalates. It leaks into every aspect of life. You'll start noticing the lies, the manipulation, the broken trust. You'll feel like you're constantly living on edge, waiting for the next mistake, the next fallout, the next time they hit rock bottom. And every time you try to help, they'll pull you deeper into their chaos. Love, no matter how powerful, cannot compete with an addiction that the person refuses to face. It's like trying to save someone drowning who keeps pulling you under with them. Eventually, you won't just lose them, you'll lose yourself too. Everyone has struggles. No one is perfect, but the difference lies in whether they're willing to confront their demons. Never marry someone who won't admit there's a problem and take real steps toward recovery, because no matter how much you love them, you can't rescue someone who doesn't want to be rescued. And by the time you realize it, the damage may already be done to them, to you, and to everything you've built. 6. The selfish and entitled. In the beginning, their confidence might impress you. They know what they want. They speak their mind. They carry themselves like they own the room. But spend enough time with them, and a darker truth reveals itself. They don't just value themselves, they worship themselves. Everything is about them, their needs, their desires, their opinions. And if you're not careful, you'll fall into the trap of believing that putting them first is love, But make no mistake, you're not a partner to them, you're a servant. When someone is selfish and entitled, compromise is a foreign concept. You will bend, you will sacrifice, you will pour every ounce of your energy into making them happy, and it will never be enough. They expect you to revolve your life around theirs, to accommodate their moods, support their dreams, and prioritize their comfort, all while your own needs are dismissed or outright ignored. And when you finally speak up, when you dare to ask for balance, they'll make you feel guilty, selfish, even ungrateful for wanting something in return. Marriage is supposed to be a partnership, a space where both people give, grow, and build together. But with someone selfish and entitled, it becomes a one-sided transaction. You give, they take, you support, they demand more, and the most terrifying part, they truly believe they deserve it. Entitlement isn't just about being spoiled. It's a mindset that says, I'm always right, I deserve special treatment, and if you don't agree, something is wrong with you. Financially, they'll drain you. Emotionally, they'll exhaust you. Mentally, they'll break you. You'll spend your days feeling inadequate, unseen, and unappreciated. You'll watch your energy, dreams, and confidence slowly wither away under the weight of their constant demands. And here's what many people learn too late. Selfishness doesn't improve over time, it worsens. The more you tolerate it, the more entitled they become. You'll find yourself losing your voice, your boundaries, your peace, all because you married someone who believes the world owes them, and you are the one who has to pay. So before you say yes to a lifetime with someone, ask yourself, are they capable of giving as much as they take? Do they respect your needs as much as their own? Because if they see you as a resource instead of a partner, marrying them is not love, it's self-destruction. Run before you forget what it feels like to matter. 7. The disrespectful one. You can tell everything you need to know about a person by how they treat others when there's nothing to gain. Watch closely, not just how they speak to you, but how they treat the waiter, the cleaner, the taxi driver, their own family, even strangers on the street. Because disrespect doesn't switch off after marriage, it multiplies. In the early days, they may seem charming, polite, even attentive, but the red flags slip through in small moments. The sarcastic jabs disguised as jokes, the impatience when things don't go their way, the way they talk down to people they see as beneath them. You might laugh it off, thinking it's harmless. You might tell yourself, they're just having a bad day. But let me tell you, disrespect is never harmless, and it never stays small. Soon enough, the target shifts. That cutting tone, it's aimed at you. Those snide comments, they start creeping into your conversations. It begins subtly, a mocking comment in front of friends, dismissing your opinions, rolling their eyes when you express yourself. You brush it off, thinking it's no big deal, thinking maybe you're overreacting. But disrespect is a poison, and once it's in the relationship, it spreads. They'll push your boundaries just to see how much they can get away with. They'll belittle your choices, your dreams, even your appearance. And every time you stay silent, every time you forgive without calling it out, you send a message. It's okay to treat me like this. But deep down, you'll feel it. That slow erosion of your self-worth. That sinking feeling that no matter how much you give, it's never enough for them to truly respect you. Here's the most brutal part. Disrespect doesn't stop at words. Over time, it seeps into their actions, their decisions, the way they handle conflict, the way they disregard your feelings. And once you're married, when life gets tougher, when stresses pile up, that disrespect amplifies. What you once thought was minor becomes unbearable, because respect is not optional. It's not a bonus feature. It's the foundation of every healthy, lasting marriage. Without it, love cannot survive. And no matter how much you care for them, no matter how many times you excuse their behavior, You cannot build a life with someone who tears you down piece by piece. So pay attention now. Watch how they treat people when no one's watching. Listen to how they talk to you when they're angry, frustrated, or disappointed. Because if they cross boundaries, belittle others, or mock you today, it will only get worse tomorrow. Never, ever settle for someone who lacks basic respect. It's not just a red flag. It's a warning sign screaming, "Run." As we conclude, marriage isn't just about love. It's about choosing the right person who will walk beside you, not drag you down. One wrong choice can steal years of your life. Don't ignore these red flags. Protect your future. Protect your peace. If this video opened your eyes, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe, because here we talk about real truths that can change your life forever.